Oh, Eric said, yo, forgot all about that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk. Welcome to our podcast with me, Darren. Why say hello to Darrell? Watch a second. D-Dub, what's going on?
Yo, what's shaking, everybody? Welcome to our podcast, Darren. Watch what's happening.
Not much. We are here for another podcast. Once again, welcome to our podcast. Welcome. Can't say it enough. Thank you for watching, or if you're on audio, thank you for listening, or even if you're on video and not watching but listening. Either way, anyway, thank you for watching, listening, etc.
Yes.
Excited to be in y'all's living room or wherever y'all at. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast. There's a lot to talk about. The one thing that we're not going to talk about that I have to mention is National Fried Chicken Day. I had no idea that it was National Fried Chicken Day. No idea. None. Didn't know it. I didn't know it. So it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I could have cooked me some chicken.
Right. I'm sitting and I'm looking like we did with National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day.
Yeah. I remember that.
Except I kind of cheated with mine. It wasn't just chocolate chip. It also had peanut butter in it.
Like, who was it going to know? Well, nobody going to know, but until you decided to open your lips and say it, now they know.
It's not like that I was trying to keep it a secret anyway. That's why I said it. I just so happened to remember it. I'm trying to keep that a secret. It's just part of, peanut butter's a part of my life. You know better than that.
I know this.
But anyway, today on the podcast, we have our Quiz-mania question of the day. Then we have Double Take Sports Court. Of course, once again, there's a lot to talk about, but mainly we're going to talk about the three main topics that we have is
Damn it.
Right. Damian Lillard.
Sorry.
Julian Edelman.
I even got again.
And then the last one is the Maryland investigation amongst the schools. We'll definitely get into that. We'll talk about that and some other things that happen throughout the week as a part of a trend. And then we'll have the Quiz-mania answer to the question of the day. And then we'll have final thoughts on the podcast. Darrell, watch the second. D-Dub, are you ready?
Man, let's hit it.
Let's roll.
Ready. Roll.
Quiz-mania question of the day. Darrell, when you are good and ready and your lips are not moving other than talking, the floor is yours.
I was just ready to make a very rude gesture, but I'll just keep up off the podcast. I was. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you.
Just made a I just made a statement and you're attacking me.
Look.
I just made a statement of you attacking me like I did something wrong.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. People nowadays, rather if you're attacking them or not, they are still going to talk crazy and they're going to do gestures. If anybody watched the NBA awards a couple of weeks ago, you see Bill Russell had absolutely no shame in his game.
Well, he said he forgot he was on TV. I don't buy that for one.
I bet he did. I bet he did.
I don't buy that.
I don't buy it either.
I don't buy that.
I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that. You knew. I think he knew.
Oh, he knew. Ain't no doubt about it.
I mean, he looked like he tried to pretend that he forgot.
He did.
He didn't forget.
Ain't nowhere in the world.
He didn't forget.
This is nature. It's nowhere in the world you're going to forget that you was on TV.
No. You're right on that. Excuse me. We're doing it on the audio too, so anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our MLB podcast, here's the Quiz-mania question of the day. This is going to be a very interesting one, Darren, so be ready for this one. The St. Louis Cardinals, as a team, had the most home runs against this team on July 12th, 1996. Who is it?
Shoot. I think I have an idea.
When you say that, it's like, okay, I got it now. So it's no surprise here.
I really, to be honest, I really don't. I really don't. I really do not have the slightest idea.
I bet you don't.
What?
Darren, watch.
Repeat that question one more time.
The St. Louis Cardinals, as a team, had the most home runs against this team on July 12th, 1996.
Oh, this is a person?
Nope, this is a team. St. Louis Cardinals had the most home runs against this team on July 12th, 1996.
That's interesting.
Didn't I say it was interesting?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's very interesting. And when you reveal the answer, it's going to be more interesting. So, well, we're on a little bit. You marinating it a little bit or something?
I'm doing beyond that.
Of course. Of course. So, of course, harbor on it. Think about it.
I am.
And of course, we'll have the answer later on in this podcast. So, as soon as Darren gets done clicking on the mouse button, it is time for our DTST, Double Take Sports Court. So, whenever you're getting ready, the floor is yours.
I was looking for that one. That's what I was looking for. Boy, almost slipped me. I think I got it.
Everything is slipping you right now.
It been, yeah. My head would slip if it wasn't attached.
Pretty much everything you say about you in the negative aspect pretty much just describe who you are.
I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Double Take Sports Court. First off, let's do the honorable mentions of what we get. That's what I would call it, honorable mentions. In a brief talk about, real quick, very brief talk about. And one of the things that came up during the week, of course, first off, Cam Chancellor retiring, or pretty much going to retire, have not officially done it yet, but will. Darrell, your thoughts on Cam Chancellor, real quick. What's your thoughts on him and the NFL and his NFL career?
Good player. It's just too bad that his neck injuries are really pertaining him to retire.
Yeah.
So it's a good player.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's a good player.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that came about was Dwight Howard signed a 1-year deal with the Wizards. We talked about that didn't talk about it on the audio, but it was just announced on the audio podcast.
It was on the headlines. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dwight Howard, he signed with the Washington Wizards. Darrell, what do you think about that? Do you think that was a good replacement for Marcin Gortat after we talked about that last week? Was it Friday? Yeah, last Friday.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. It was a good. Yep.
It's a good,
Yeah, they finally. Yeah, they're finally putting sugar in their Kool-Aid. So it's It's working. It's a
Speaking of
pretty good.
sugar in the Kool-Aid, another honorable mention, Julius Randle agrees to the deals with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. None. Absolutely nothing.
It would just be nice if Anthony Davis, the brow, stayed in New Orleans if he does. Because that would
Yeah,
be
we'll see how it
that
works.
would be his help. That would be his help. And speaking of
Agreed.
which, his help that ran away, DeMarcus Cousins left to the deal to the Golden State Warriors. Now, everybody talked about this, and I'm going to ask you your brief opinion real quick about this. Was this a snake move by DeMarcus Cousins?
Absolutely. No
Agreed.
doubt.
I'm not even, I agree. I definitely agree. And that, to me, was just, yeah.
Yeah.
You can have
Whatever.
it. I'll let you have
Yep,
that.
you can have it. I agree.
The other
You
thing
can
that
have it.
came about, LeBron James, of course, shocking the NBA world, not me, but the NBA world by signing with the Lakers. Your thoughts?
Actually, I really don't have no thoughts about it. It's just going to add more drama to the
To the
mix.
mix. I'm trying to figure out two things real quick. One, I'm trying to figure out why is it that everybody's so shocked? Everybody should have seen it coming. That's the first thing I'm thinking about. And the second thing that I'm thinking about with this whole ordeal is that why is LeVar Ball still running his mouth? Ain't his son injured?
That
He is still running his mouth. And his son is
for the most part, yeah, for the most part, he's still hurt, but he still probably could turn at the beginning of the season. But here's the thing about that. This is what pisses me off about LeVar Ball. Rajon Rondo, he signed with Lakers. That's where his mouth came from. Because you know what? I'm going to be dead honest with you. This may be just speculation. I have no theory to prove it, but this is my theory. I believe the Lakers picked up Rajon Rondo because I believe that LeVar Ball is going to run his son out of the Lakers. Lakers going to trade his ass or they're going to get rid of him. They're going to get rid of him.
Yeah, because he's big mouth and can't keep
A
it
little
up.
backup. Yeah, a little backup. What?
He talked too much. He talked too much. He's going to ruin his son's career before he even have one. We talked about that when his rookie season came along. We talked about
Yeah, because he can't keep his mouth shut.
No, he's ruining it for him. You got to keep your mouth shut.
You got to keep your mouth shut. Loud and overbearing.
No kidding. You got people in the intermediate that does that too.
Don't get me started on that.
Get me started either. No, don't get me started.
No, you brought it up.
And you're right, I did. So I'm going to drop it. Moving on to better things. The Indiana Pacers been trending on Twitter. I had no idea why. Coming to find out, not only did they sign Kyle O'Quinn, they also signed Doug McDermott, and then they signed Tyreek Evans. Darrell, your thoughts? Do you believe that this is Kevin Pritchard going to work here? You know, something finally coming about?
Yeah.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
I'm dead.
Just say it. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. It just seemed like that Larry Bird wasn't going nowhere. It wasn't nothing going on. Kevin Pritchard, she'll be coming around the mountain. Excuse me for just one moment. I got something I need to take care of. Excuse me. Sorry about that. All right.
Whoosh. You can't be doing this.
I'm just
You
saying.
can't.
Do you
You can't do this.
girl,
Oh my goodness.
do you
Oh
not
my
think,
goodness.
do you not think for
Ah.
a minute that because Larry Bird took forever to make his move and didn't make no moves, Kevin Pritchard is going around making all kinds of moves. Do you not see something works in the making here?
Right. Absolutely. He not only is he actually going to work, but he's actually signing semi-healthy players.
Look. Tyreek Evans said it in the interview with the Pacers, his first interview with the Pacers. Victor Oladipo ain't got nothing to worry about. He ain't got to worry about so much double teams because I got the dude's back. He texted that to him personally.
Yeah, he's a good shooter.
He's a good
shooter.
So everybody think that the Pacers are going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Pump your brakes.
Slow down.
Pump your brakes.
Slow down.
Because they may be a team. They may just be a team that only finished winning 10 games. Slow your roll. Pump your brakes.
Yep, slow your roll.
Stuff
I
like
agree.
that take time to peel. Don't automatically assume they're going to jump off and finish a tremendous amount of games here, winning a good winning percentage. Don't jump in that bandwagon yet.
Two things to remember. One, just because the house is built, that do not mean it's ready to occupy.
Yep.
And number two, remember the 2016 Colts when they signed Frank Gore, Andre Johnson, all them good cats, and they expected to win Super Bowl.
They didn't even get
into the damn playoffs.
No, they finished 8-8.
Yep, they finished 8-8 that year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So just because you see something, that do not mean it's going to work. This is in the making.
Mm-hmm. Pump your brakes.
Pump your brakes. They still got to get past Boston.
Absolutely.
They still got to get past Boston.
They sure do.
And Toronto.
Yep.
So I just have to throw that out there.
Absolutely.
So
you got it.
So just slow your roll.
Yep. So that being said, let's see. I think that was the last of the honorable mentions. That right there, the Pacers was really not honorable mention. That wasn't even something I had planned on talking about anyway, but it's there. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all the honorable mentions right there. Everything else is now flat out. Oh, besides the Reds and the Cubs. The Reds beat the Cubs to snap their 6-game winning streak. Carmelo Anthony parted ways. Thunder.
I cannot believe I said it on the audio podcast. I'm sorry, dude. I cannot believe that this man actually thought he was actually freaking worth $27.1 million. I cannot believe that. And he actually has the confidence to say, I'm not giving up on myself. I'm going to work harder. Nah, dude, what you was trying to do was skeet-way yourself into some easy money. That's why they split your head to the white meat and took you out and hit the bricks.
Yep, hit the bricks, dude.
Garbage.
Hit the bricks, dude. You ain't the same.
Hit the streets.
Yeah, you are not the same in your prime as you are now. Let's just throw that out
there. Yes, you need to go on and retire and keep having an affair with a bunch of other women.
Mm-hmm. And then, lastly but not least, no longer is going to be honorable mention. I forgot that was part of the deal I wanted to talk about, but we already did. Lastly but not least, honorable mention, Tony Parker going to the Charlotte Hornets. I was about to say New Orleans Hornets. Wow. Where did that come from? Going to the Charlotte
2005.
Hornets. Went back 13 years. Tony Parker going to the Hornets. Darrell, what's your thoughts? Do you think that was a good move for Charlotte to pick him up?
Yeah, in a sense.
I think so
He's
because
a good backup.
yeah, well, I would hope that it would stop Kemba Walker from celebrating before the ball goes into the basket. At least wait for a prediction to see what is going to happen first.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. So, Tony Parker did what he had to do with the Spurs. He won 4 rings. So,
5.
He's been there with 17 years.
5.
I think it's 4.
No, I think he won all this. Oh, you're right. It is 4. I forgot he didn't win with
it's 4.
The 1999. I forgot he was still in high school or college. What did it do?
Yeah.
Sorry. You're right. 4.
Yeah. So it's 4. Yeah. Now, Tim Duncan, on the other hand,
5.
That's 5.
Yeah, that's 5.
But yeah. I think that Tony Parker going to the Hornets could be, I think, a good rebuild for the Spurs. That's what I think personally.
Okay. All right. With that being said, let's switch on over to the main 3 topics that we need to talk about. First, we're going to start out with our very own thoughts of one, Julian Edelman being suspended. Darrell, what's your quick thoughts on Julian Edelman being suspended for the first 3-4 games of the season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Said it before, I'll say it again. You know you're guilty. Let's just leave it be.
Passed on. Agree. This is the same ordeal that we was talking about when Tom Brady got suspended. Not only did Tom Brady get suspended, they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So now that Julian Edelman is suspended for the first 3 or 4 games of the season, look like the same ordeal might happen again.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't we talk about that on audio?
Yes, we did.
Yep.
But we'll see on that behalf. All right, Julian Edelman out of the way. Let's dig in and let's go into Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is showing signs that he is ready to leave Portland. There are 4 different tweets that came out throughout free agency. Let me take that back. The offseason before free agency. The first one that he put out there. Okay, this is a good idea. First one that he put out, careful what they wish for. That was his first sign. Evidently, there's stuff going on inside. Portland, we don't know nothing about. So that's something to think about. Careful what they wish for.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first tweet. The second tweet has 2 emojis on them, and I'm going to read them to you straight out and then what I think. The emoji consists of peace and a watch, which in my interpretation is gotta run, time to go. That's my interpretation for it.
Okay. I like it.
That was on July 1st. The first tweet was June 13th, I believe. That might not even be right. His third tweet. Everything is a stretch. Oh, well. Came out.
Things are heating up in Portland.
Yeah, and when you say heating up, it was literally on July 4th when things were heating up, literally.
Oh, wow.
And then the last tweet. This will put the icing on the cake for anybody that's watching. The 3 tweets don't top what he says on this very last tweet that's also on July 4th. I'm typically a happy camper.
He's ready to camp his way somewhere else.
Look like it. It looks like it.
Okay.
I I am believing that he's going to end up leaving Portland. If he is going to be a free agent, I believe that he will be. And if he's not, he's going to ask for a trade. Somebody ain't treating him right down there. I don't know who, but somebody's not treating him right. Somebody's not treating him right. And it's going to become an issue for the Portland Trailblazers. Darrell?
If I were Damian Lillard, this is fantasy talk. This is trash talk. So don't take what I say literally. But if I was Damian Lillard, this is what I would do. The first thing I would do is reach out. I would find Victor Oladipo's number and text him, bro, I got your back too. And send his ass on to the Indiana Pacers. Boom. Potential point guard, and then Victor Oladipo. Yeah.
And Tyreek Evans? Check.
Yes. Check.
That gonna be a good one.
Make it worth, in my personal opinion, make it worth the Pacers the Pacers fans at that. An actual star. Let's just be real about it. We haven't had an actual star since what? Reggie Miller?
Yeah.
Damian Lillard?
Check.
Go on and text Victor Oladipo. Tell the man I got your back too, bro. And send your ass right on down here to Indiana and get to work. Victor Oladipo's going to spend most of his time in the gym. So join him.
He wants
Tyreek Evans, join him. Miles Turner, join him.
He wants to win.
That's it.
And now LeBron James is out of the East. They got a good chance.
So, like I said, that's just fantasy talk. That's trash talk. That is wishful thinking. But, you never know. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. If the NBA world could be shocked about LeBron James going to the Lakers, hell, Damian Lillard can shock the world by joining the Indiana Pacers. But the Pacers may not have enough to have him. So
they got some money to spend, but not money that they.
Well, Damian Lillard is worth a lot more than probably their budget.
Well, he is getting noticed. Yeah, he is getting noticed. So.
Yeah, he is. Yep, you're right. But he still got some years in him though.
Okay, last topic. The newly investigation of the Maryland basketball team. This is what I gathered up during my time while I was at work. Here's what I got off of what was on Twitter. The Maryland investigation. They are being investigated by the FBI for corruption in the college basketball world. Pat Ford from Yahoo Sports reported that. And Jeff Ehrman of 24/7 Sports said that Maryland released a statement that 2 subpoenas have been issued, one by the former Terrapin center, Diamond Stone, and the other is by Kansas forward Silvio DeSora, who was recruited by Maryland at the time. Several several high-profile schools, players, and coaches have been mentioned in court documents and investigation as a part of this investigation per Jeff and Pat, who did these articles. The subpoena is a grand jury subpoena mentioning that these are not evidence of corruption by law, but is related to the investigation that the FBI is investigating. Everyone is cooperating with federal agents as they investigate this incident. Stone received $14,303 as a AMS Sports Agency gave him that loan. Two different subpoenas, again, once I've already mentioned that, was issued. The first one was issued on March 15th, 2018. And then the second one, of course, came June 29th, 2018. The first subpoena back in March was issued for a connection to Maryland employees and Christian Dawkins. Dawkins was an associate for ASM Sports Agency. He is the middleman in this investigation. He contributed to many of the college basketball players. The subpoena asked for all documents, which included communication related to recruiting, status of eligibility of student athletes. That was the second subpoena. That's what's going on with this investigation so far.
I just had a quick question. Do you think that with these this investigation, you think charges going to be filed in this?
Oh yeah, I think something's going to get filed because they wouldn't be wasting their time trying to investigate it. I mean, they already have something with the fact that they have already. I don't know if they could be given money on loan, but I don't think they're supposed to be getting anything, any type of money to enhance their performance or anything like that.
Right.
I believe something's going to happen. I've been pretty much. I could look like I could see right through that. I believe something's going to happen. I just don't know when it's going to happen. They still got a lot of investigating to do, so I believe that will happen.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting on how these teams now are getting caught doing things they have absolutely no business doing.
No.
It's very interesting.
Uh-huh.
And it's like now you have to actually sit down and think about what you're doing before you actually do it. You have to go by the law now. You have to actually follow guidelines. You have to follow procedure. And that stuff becomes a very, very, very viable issue.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that a lot of the FBI is cracking down on with investigations. And there's so much of players that are actually getting there are actual players that are actually handing these subpoenas and getting lawyers and stuff like that. That's how they're getting caught. So that's going to be a very interesting one coming around. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very interesting.
Yes, it is. We'll monitor it along the way as it goes. But other than that, that is our Double Take Sports Court, presented by nobody.
That's right.
And now we'll head right back on over for the Quiz-mania question of the day.
Okay. All right. Mentioned it earlier in the podcast. It's a very interesting Quiz-mania question. So before Darren gets out the answer, I am going to repeat this question. The St. Louis Cardinals, as a team, had the most home runs against this team on July 12, 1996.
Ooh, no wonder.
Ouch. See? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So.
I wouldn't have made a difference anyway. I would have been right anyway. Probably.
Okay, probably. So, Darren, whenever you're getting ready to reveal your answer, go around ahead.
I just want to double check to make sure that this is actually right before I actually go and spread my answer. I believe it is. I just want to double check, make sure it is, and I think it is, and I'm going to go ahead and run with it. What's this? Okay, yep. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. Your team, Chicago Cubs.
Yep. That's it. How many?
I want to say, I have no idea, Darrell. I have no idea. really don't know.
My condolences.
Let me see if I can hang on. I think I might. Hold on. I have no idea what these even mean. Let's do it this way. Did that not even help? Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Okay. Okay. Oh, were they at Wrigley Field? Yes, they were. They were at Wrigley Field. We have. That's a ground out, strikeout. That's a single. One, two. Wow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I lied. I think it is 7. I'm gonna stick with 7.
Yep, what's that? Yep. Chicago Cubs, 7 home runs. So whoever's the pitching coach and the pitching bullpen sucked that game.
Let's find out. That's fine.
They sucked.
General manager at the time, though, was Ed Lynch.
Who the hell is Ed Lynch? See, why are you... Sorry. I'm sorry.
The manager was Jim Riggleman. They do not have their coaching staff one here. Yeah, I am seeing this as just the general manager. I don't see anybody else unless I'm. But yeah, that maybe it'd be on the roster, and it's not.
I was gonna say they could have been into something, but I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you it up.
Can't either.
Wow.
But yeah, that.
Okay. Yep. So that's that, ladies and gentlemen. St. Louis Cardinals had the most home runs against this team on that date, July 12th, 1996. The anniversary is coming up of that anyway. I think it would be 24 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right. No, it would be.
Nope, 25.
Nope, 20. No, 20.
22, sorry, 22.
23. Yep, 22 or
22. 22 years ago.
Yeah, because people born 1997 were about to be 21.
Yep. Yep, and we were just only what? 8?
Nope. Sorry, I said 10. 7.
It was only 8.
9. You right. 8. Wow.
Okay, say, dude, we weren't born in 1987. Get past yourself.
Right. Yeah. 8.
What's wrong with you?
I'm old.
I can tell. 1987. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Quiz-mania question of the day, of course, brought to you by no one. All right, so moving along to this portion, our final portion of this podcast. Final thoughts. Do you got anything for us?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. All right. Neither do I. Just saying that hopefully everybody had their good, enjoyed their Independence Day passed recently. So
No, I did.
I know everybody had good barbecue.
Barbecue
Delicious
chicken.
Barbecue chicken.
Felt like I had a hangover.
For barbecue chicken.
Nah, just that day in general, just felt like I just had a.
Did you drink?
I woke him down. No, it was from volunteering. And it just felt like when I woke up, I
Smelt all that liquor. Probably smelt all that liquor, the fireworks, and mix all that in together. It felt like you got drunk.
Yeah, it just felt like my head was spinning, had a headache. It was driving me nuts.
I believe it. I believe it. But that's something right there that'll really get you going. I'm surprised you even made it. Surprised you didn't call off.
I had the day off.
No, I'm talking about today.
Why would I call off today?
Oh, wait a minute. You talking about 4th of July. Actually, literally.
Yes!
The following the next day. I thought you were talking about today. I thought you had switched the subject on me. I'm sorry.
Talk about old.
I ain't old. I'm semi-old.
You old. Ain't no such thing as semi-old. You old.
Yeah, it is such thing as semi-retired.
Not with you. There is no such thing.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I ain't finna have this with you. I ain't finna
Bye,
argue
girl.
with you.
Bye.
All right. So, of course, if there's nothing else, we'll wrap this bad boy on up and get on out of here.
Should have been did that.
Shut the hell up. You do this every time. Then you come on my court. You come in my neighborhood talking crazy. Shut your ass up.
Oh, whatever, Darrell.
All right. So that is another edition of Don't Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, of course, give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show, just comment on the comment section below. As usual, of course, we're on the social medias of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Golly. Okay. We're on the social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit us up there. Of course, you have any questions for us in particular, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be sports related. Of course, if you have anything for us, just share them on our social media sites. And if you like them, of course, we'll share them on the air. And of course, we're on iTunes, audio podcast. Subscribe, listen to our podcast. YouTube, of course, subscribe and watch our podcast. But until then, I'm Darrell, and Darren's on the opposite side.
Yep.
All righty, catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then,
ciao.
Ciao. go. But I'm going to shoot that. Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes that has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out. It's that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement that's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you would like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.